Hey, John and Mike, brew-news.com. We got two beers here in front of us. This has been, I don't know if people read the big dry erase board behind us, but this has been being chalked up for a few weeks now. There's the cream ale, and the not cream ale. And I hate when he does this. So I'm gonna have to like figure out what it is.
All right.
But can I taste the cream ale?
Yeah, let's enjoy some cream ale because I'm pretty happy.
So is this the typical cream ale Mike Warren recipe with Liberty hops?
No. A bit, but I discovered something new and
please talk about it.
So this is So these beers, both of these beers, came out of a 10-gallon mash run. Okay. And I'll tell you, so this is a basic cream ale. It's mostly pills. It's got some flaked maize in it. And that's basically the grain bill. I actually did some first wort hopping with cluster. Now people at home, pay attention. You might be able to guess what this is as we get there. Ooh. So I bittered with cluster. Yeah. Which is a very vintage American hop. Yeah. Grown in New York.
Caddy.
Okay, and then it's finished off at 10 minutes to go with Liberty, and then that flame out with some more Liberty. Right?
Too bad.
To try to get the balance there. Okay.
And
then I fermented both beers with a combination of US-05 and Kolsch yeast, just to try to, because I wanted to have enough yeast to ferment quicker than I thought I was going to be able to. So anyway, I did. Cream ale. The starting gravity on these babies was
1045?
1056-ish.
Okay, I was way off.
And the finishing gravity of this beer was 1010, and the finishing gravity of this beer was 1008.
A little dry.
So this beer is a little bit darker, which if you're following along at home, maybe you've already figured it out. Just a little bit drier, but it's so it's different. So it's a little bit darker because when I was chilling the beer. So when it was time to chill, I used a plate chiller. I drew off the first gallon of it was all one big boil. The first gallon I drew off into a separate small pot, put it back on the burner, and threw in a muslin bag that had some crushed caramel 40 and some crushed black patent malt, but just a little bit, like a quarter of a pound of the black patent and like half a pound of the C40. That got steeped while I was chilling, filling the fermenter, and then I filled the next fermenter up to like 4.5 gallons, and then once the steeping was done, I pulled the bag out. I boiled it just to sanitize it, and then it went into this one to make a failed attempt at a Kentucky Common.
Okay. Yeah.
So Kentucky Common is supposed to be really similar in grain bill to a cream ale. In fact, it's got more corn in it. This has got more corn in it than I normally would put into a cream ale. Yeah. About almost twice as much, but I've always wanted to try that. So it was an opportunity to do that. The cluster hops are supposedly historically really vintage to cream ale. Yep. The Liberty is my twist because I wanted to try to keep some cream ale characteristic in case I really hated this. But I'm actually digging this beer a little bit more because it's got a little bit more character. It's a little drier. I really like this. The problem is with this beer, I don't know if I'll ever really be able to replicate it because the consistency of being able to just take a gallon, and I crush it super fine to try to, but it should be darker. For a Kentucky Common, it should be darker. So let me just, I happen to have here the BJCP guidelines.
He actually printed it out.
And so back here in historical beer,
Gen X person,
Kentucky Common, the color range for Kentucky Common is supposed to be 11 to 12, which is a little bit lighter, a little bit darker than what this is. So it really should be approaching a deeper amber color, almost actually more like a brown color. So anyway, the flavor profile of this is supposed to be moderate, grainy malt sweetness, low to medium caramel toffee notes, bready biscuit notes, but there should be corn-like sweetness is okay. medium to low floral, spicy hop aroma.
Yep.
And then a balanced finish towards the malt. I mean, I think a lot of those flavor components are here.
Yep.
It just needs some tweaking, if you will.
Yep.
To get it
A little
all
darker.
the way there. All the way there.
And then maybe a little bit more caramel.
But
malt.
if I wasn't trying to cheat and do it all in one run and did it as a solo beer, even with the ingredients that I used and the proportions I used, this would have been darker, I think. Because if I had mashed those and let them sit longer, I was sort of pushing it to the end of the brew process, and I'm just trying to finish it up. And I thought if I could make a concentrated thing, it would be darker, but I had no idea how it was going to work as far as color goes. So let me hold this up to the camera.
Yeah, do that. So why do you think that your Kentucky Common finished drier than the cream ale?
Because by adding that, I diluted it a little bit, and I just think that the black malt and the C40 are actually dropping the pH a little bit, so I think it's a little crisper, and it's a little bit drier. The funny thing is, too, they both got the same amount of yeast blend. I rehydrated 2 packs of Kolsch, and I rehydrated 2 packs of USO5 together, and in about like 400 mLs of water, and I dosed each with 200 mLs of the slurry. So, but this one actually, for some reason, it started to ferment a little bit sooner than the other one did. I don't know. This one's pretty fruity, which I think is those cluster hops sort of leaking through as first wort hops, but
yeah, I don't know if I like
ferments,
the cluster hops.
You know,
but
yeah, I didn't mind it so much. It's working here.
Yeah, that's the thing. I think because of the extra malt backbone to it, it blends well, and because it's finishing so much right. This I could drink
what's
every
going on here?
day.
A little bit of that black malt is also probably contributing just a slight amount of perceived bitterness, right? And it's a little bit of it's just drier enough that it's some of that sweetness goes away. But you know what? That sweetness that is like corn, a tremendous amount of corn.
Yeah.
This is 2.5 for a 5-gallon batch. It's 2.5 pounds of corn.
Yeah.
A normal cream ale for me is like a pound and a quarter, right?
Yeah.
Maybe a little sugar to dry it out. There's no sugar in here to dry it out. So this, as a 10-gallon batch, this is 5 pounds of flaked maize, right? 5 pounds. So the total thing: 5 pounds of flakes made, 22 pounds of pills, and like half a pound of rice hulls, because I just use that for lautering purposes. But that's the basic recipe. And then I don't have it on this piece of paper, but then I did the steeping with the black malt and the C40 for this guy. So
man, if you could replicate this,
just get the color right. So what I thought I might do, I don't know if they sell it anymore. I was going to ask if you have some Cinnamar.
Yes, I do.
You still have some?
Yeah.
Because I was at the brew shop and I didn't see any, but just dosing the keg with Cinnamar to get this the right color, I think I might put this one in for the. I might enter this one if I can darken it up a little bit.
Yeah.
All right, I gotta get the Cinnamar.
All right.
I'll darken it down to like.
I don't know how much I have left of it.
Probably don't need much.
Because I had it for Vienna lager purposes.
I could always, something else I could also do, I could just take some black malt myself and boil it down to a syrup and dose in. I mean, I could do it that way too.
Could. But Cinnamar.
Yeah. Certainly, yeah, cool. So this is a failed attempt at a Kentucky Common, but it's pretty tasty
It's
beer.
a great beer.
It's great, yeah.
I don't care
and
what the style
They're going to
is.
clear up. Like I said, these haven't been in there all that long, so they're still a little bit cloudy.
Yeah.
And they're still carbonating a little bit. I had them at 30 psi overnight, and then after dinner, the kids like to watch a movie, so I had both kegs upstairs in the den, laying on their side with my feet on the kegs, and I'm doing this. I blasted it with like 30 psi, and we're up there, and I'm going like this, bump, with my feet for like 15 minutes. Bump, bump. You gotta do what you gotta do to be a brewer. It's not easy, but somebody has to do it.
Your kids must tell.
My younger son was like,
the kids at school.
He's like, Dad, what are you doing? I'm like, I'm trying to carbonate this beer, and he's like, and I only brought up one keg. And he's like, oh. He says, can I do it? I said, I have a second one. You want to get in on this? And he's like, yeah. So I brought it up, put it on the floor, and he's sitting on the thing with his feet, like we're with our feet going like this, the whole time with our feet.
Log rolling.
So I'm on so then eventually he gets tired. So I got them both there side by side. Yeah. I'm just on my phone. They're watching The Princess Bride, and I'm going, bum, 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 I'm looking at Twitter, doing the thing with the thing.
Well, there you are.
You gotta. It's all for the channel, man.
It is fall for the channel, believe me. How many times have I brewed like silly beers? Like people have said like, gee, I wish I could brew beer just to throw it out. Like it's all for the channel.
Get a channel, you can throw beer out too.
You can waste money for like,
Yeah.
you know, an audience of
Yeah.
almost 10,000
Yeah.
people, you know.
It's
Pretty
great.
cool. Sweet.
Anyway, first try to Kentucky Common.
that.
I love cream ale, so I've always wanted to try Kentucky Common.
All right, can you please brew a cream ale with the Liberty hops again?
All right, just all Liberty all the time?
Yeah, man.
And less corn?
Yeah, less corn.
I like this as it warms up. It's not as bad, but...
Yeah, the cluster hops, man. It's true. They do taste a little catty. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
Not that I've ever tasted
But over
cats.
here it's working. But over here it's working for some reason.
That's because I don't know. Maybe because it fermented stronger.
Maybe this was a weird ferment. I don't know. But
anyway, thank you for this. Appreciate it. But like, I'll give you some cinema. Let's darken this up and see what people think about it in competition.
awesome.
Thank you for watching this video. If you like this video, give us a thumbs up, subscribe to our channel because we do this every week, and leave a comment below because we'd love to know if you've brewed a Kentucky Common and, you know, I don't know, give us some tips on how to do it. Maybe you can like brew one from scratch rather than doing like this. I'll put 10 gallons and then split it and do something weird.
I know. When was the last time I actually just brewed a cream ale?
No. All for the channel.
It's like one of my best beers.
All for the channel. For John and Mike, brew-dudes.com. Brew on.
Cheers.